Welcome back to Jayme and Andy's Tesla Adventures. Last night, Andy and I did receive FSD 14.1.3. We have had 13.2.9 since May 16th, 2025. It is October 23rd, 2025. So it's been a while that we've had FSD 13.2.9. 13.2.9 was not our favorite. It definitely wasn't the smoothest. We would always have to intervene or disengage FSD. Big Tesla influencers would say they'd had great experiences with 13.2.9. So had other people. But there were also a lot of people too that have complained about it in the same kind of boat we were, disengaging or intervening a lot. 14.1.3, Andy and I went out last night after it was done updating, and we took an initial drive. We had so much fun doing it. We only were out for a little bit, but we were extremely impressed with what we had seen just in that short drive. It stopped for animals, deer. I'll post a little clip of the footage from last night. It also slowed down for a fox on the highway. It seems FSD was able to see these animals like way in advance, like further out, and it was able to react. FSD is also noticeably using the front bumper camera, which is great because in a specific spot at the college here in town, there are speed bumps that FSD just would not slow down for. It's noticeably confident in its driving. There are some little brake jabbing, where it just kind of taps the brake a little bit, but it's not a constant thing. It happens, but it's not gonna like ruin your day over. There are 5 different speed profiles now with FSD. You can no longer use the right scroller on the steering wheel to adjust the speed, the max speed that you want. So if you wanted to go 20 miles per hour, you can set it so that FSD cannot go past that. If you wanted to go 19 miles per hour, it would stay at that. That's no longer a thing. With the right scroller, you can select through those 5 different speed profiles. There's 2 new ones. So the first one is sloth mode. It will go the speed limit. It doesn't go 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. And it's great for in-town driving, for neighborhoods. There's still chill, standard, and hurry mode. The other new speed profile is Mad Max mode. Mad Max mode goes, and it does go fast. Lots of great footage. These are going to be highlights of it. I'm not going to show the entire drive, so I will do a voiceover and point out everything that's great with it. Please enjoy. It's great. I wanted to start the video out showing FSD can do U-turns. 13.2.9 has done it, and I believe other prior versions have as well, but 14.1.3 seems to do it very smooth, and I just wanted to show that in case you had never seen that before. I have FSD in Mad Max mode right here. You can see that it is going 60 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. So it definitely does speed. I really wouldn't recommend that in any downtown city areas or even neighborhoods. But if you're in a hurry, I guess this can help you weave through traffic, because it does change lanes often, as do the standard and hurry modes as well. They seem to change lanes a lot more. Right here, a person in a truck pulls out in front of me, not really caring about getting up to speed, I guess, which is fine because FSD did that perfectly, slowing down to avoid any kind of collision. I thought this was pretty cool. FSD saw that the car next to me in the left lane was turning into the left lane, and so it took advantage and went to the left lane and then went around the slow vehicles. It was in Mad Max mode. I did find it a little uncomfortable because it was going faster than it should be. So I was adjusting the speed right here to adhere to the speed limit, which was 25. It should be about 40 right now. I did have a destination set for Ace in Steamboat Springs, and it did this to us last night, our initial drive, when 14.1.3 was released. But for some reason, it pulled into the Maverick parking lot, and I mean, I disengaged right there because I knew what it was going to do. It did it the night prior, but Ace is just ahead, a little bit more, and for some reason, and it's never done this before, except with this new version, so hopefully that mapping gets fixed. I did want to point out right here, FSD in sloth mode does go the speed limit. It will not go 1 mile per hour over. It stays the speed limit. And right in this area, FSD has always had issues with it actually going down to 25. It would stay about 40 and then just continue until it was either slowed down by a car or I had to intervene myself. And as you can see right there, it is adhering to the speed limit, 25 miles per hour, and it does not go above. FSD right here is very courteous for this bus loading up passengers right now, so it moves over to the left lane, and there's a truck that pulls out in front of me. I don't know what's wrong with today with people, but they decide to pull out in front of me. Anyway, FSD smoothly went over. I mean, it did kind of do a little brake jabbing, but it was nothing major, so I disengaged just to report it to Tesla to let them know of that brake jabbing. So here's another destination that I had set, Blue Sage Pizza and Steamboat. I had it set to park in the parking lot, and here's the first parking job. It parks perfectly into a parking space right in front of the restaurant. This next scene is pretty impressive, actually. I don't know what it is with this road and me filming on the same day, but it always seems like it's closed off in the same area. FSD can see that the road is blocked off right here. It is blocked off for construction, and it re-navigated, so it's redirecting itself around that space to avoid that construction zone right there. So it pulls into the Walmart and King Super parking lot, and it tries to get around, but you'll see ahead it is kind of funky. It tries to problem solve in getting around that construction spot, so it takes a few minutes, but it eventually actually gets back on the road, and you'll see in a minute. Right here, though, it does get a little weird. It pulls back into the parking lot. All it had to do was just continue going straight ahead, and it could have rerouted a different way. But it goes back into the same parking lot, and I believe it goes to the left right here. And it'll kind of just go down another aisle, and it'll end up back on the street that it was just on, when, again, it could have just went straight to begin with instead of going through all this. But it's impressive that it's actually problem solving and trying to reroute around that construction site to the destination that I had set. Here's another great parking job by FSD at its destination. So here I'm at a roundabout near the base of the mountain. Very impressive. FSD does stop for a pedestrian, a gentleman walking his dog. And it's very courteous and is patient. Right here I did have the destination set for parking in the charger parking spaces. And as you can see right here, it hesitates a little bit, and it does park, but that's not going to help me out at all if I did need to charge my car. It should have backed in instead of pulling forward, but hey, it pulled into the spot that I wanted it to, so that's great. This was very courteous of FSD to do. The guy in front of me doesn't stop for a pedestrian, but FSD saw that there was a pedestrian trying to cross at the crosswalk, and it stopped just fine for him. Very courteous. Waits till he crosses and then it continues. I wanted to point out right here how fast it is for FSD just to go. You select the destination, push the button once, you don't have to press and hold anymore, and you just go. One thing that is pretty annoying is that FSD can see that the speed limit changed to 15 miles per hour, and it is a work zone, but it still continues to go about 30 miles per hour, which is the regular speed if that work zone speed was not there. But it's always happened, and you think, Tesla would have implemented that into the system already, so that way it's following those speed limit zones as far as work zones and school zones. Here's another destination parking spot that I told FSD to park in the parking lot, and it does a great job with it. Just to show how quick it is to activate FSD, you are in your parking space and you push the button and it just goes. You don't need a destination to activate FSD. With the prior version, you did have to. With this, I just pushed FSD, and right now it's a little unpredictable of where it's going to go since it has no destination. First, it turned the right turning indicator on, as if it were going to go turn right. But it's waiting for traffic, there's a vehicle in front of me, so it couldn't go. It's waiting for cars, to pass by so it can have an open space to continue. This is where it was interesting. So instead of going to the right like it was waiting for, it seemed like it all of a sudden does a quick one and turns to the left. And keep in mind, it doesn't have a destination, so it's not like it was something scary that it was unpredictable, but again, it's not gonna be unsafe about it. Thing I wanted to point out right here, FSD would always have trouble and try to go in the middle in between parking spaces or kind of do some weird movement while it's trying to turn into the parking lot. But here it turned perfectly into the parking area and it parks into another space flawlessly. Right here I was kind of playing with FSD and having it park in the street not in the street, but in a parallel park, and it seemed to do it pretty well. It was a little too close to the actual lane to the left, but I mean, if you were quickly going to get something, that would be fine. But I happen to like our Tesla, so I don't want to get it damaged. I would definitely have fixed that parking job. Here's another destination. I had FSD parallel park on the side street. It was pretty simple for it. All I had to do was just pull forward. I didn't have to pull forward, back up, and do all that, so that was pretty easy, but it did it great. So this one was pretty funny. I had typed in another destination, and I wanted FSD to do a parallel park on the side street. It was quite interesting, actually. There were other parking spaces, but it chose this one, and I knew right away that it was too tight for it to fit in. But FSD chose to do it anyway. I entertained it, and I just watched it. It has a lot of trouble backing into that space. It probably could have done it, but I wouldn't even try that space right there. I just let it continue. There's nobody around as far as vehicles. It's not blocking traffic, and it's not, dangerous in any way. So I just let it do its thing for a little bit until I get, a little bored with it. As you can see, FSD is kind of given up. It hasn't deactivated itself. It just is confused and doesn't know what to do. It's kind of a, I don't know, if it fits, I sits type thing. I deactivated FSD, and then I put a new destination in, and I reactivated it, so it's having a little bit of trouble getting out of that space. It didn't want to move because it felt like there was an obstruction. So I gave a little tap on the accelerator, and FSD backed up, and then it finally made its move. I thought this was pretty cool. It seemed FSD waited to get into the right lane until after it passed the law enforcement vehicles that had somebody pulled over, or prior to this actually. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I wanted to try this McDonald's fast food, drive-through thing again with FSD. Supposedly FSD, and I've kind of seen it, and I have also seen it, in videos from other people. It will go through the drive-through, and it will stop at the window, or it'll stop at the speaker, wait till you're finished, then it'll go forward, go to the window, and then wait till you pay, and then go to the second window, get your food, then it'll take off from there. But I had difficulty even at this point trying to get it to go through the drive-through. It just wanted to go into the parking lot, and I'm trying to see if there are any options for drive-through, which there weren't. So I deactivated it, reactivated it, and pulled into another parking space. So I tried to get it to do it, and eventually I do get it to go into the drive-through, but you'll see. Well, I got it to get out of the parking space, and it's doing something. It's heading towards the speakers, but it does not go up to the speakers. It's going around a different direction. I think it's trying to park in the parking lot again at the McDonald's. And the guy at the second window after I pull over is pretty fascinated with the car, so he was looking at the Tesla. So I go back around, and I activated FSD right at this point, to see if it's kind of like forced to go in there, and it does stop at the speaker. So I roll the window down and I start placing an order, but I took my seatbelt off to get my card out, and it made FSD freaked out. So you cannot use FSD without your seatbelt. That's confirmed, which I already knew, but just FYI. After telling that gentleman that the car is supposed to go through the drive-thru and stop at the windows and go on its own, of course FSD makes me look like an idiot, and I have to press on the accelerator for it to go. But it does stop at the next window, which was awesome. Again, it does not go, so I have to press on the accelerator. So I cannot do fast food FSD. I need to get better at that. But I don't really have fast food, so it's going to take a while to get that nailed down. Right here, this lady was about to, well, she did cut me off, I guess. She was supposed to stop. I guess it's just my day for people, cutting me off, but oh well. No road rage, FSD's driving. But she was very nice, and she realized what she was doing, so she kind of gave me a wave. I waved back. And the cool thing is FSD was kind enough to actually leave some space open for people to either leave or go into there if they were turning left into that parking lot on the right side. Right here, FSD was going to the left, was turning left, realized there was a truck that was actually not turning, so it stopped. It didn't freak out or anything, over exaggerate. It just stopped after realizing the truck was going straight through the intersection, and that was pretty awesome. I have the same destination I had set before where FSD was having trouble parallel parking. This time I selected curbside parking, and it looked like it did it perfectly. It was in front of a driveway, which I'm obviously not going to park there, so I just tap on FSD, and right away it just goes. It pulls out of the space and went. I didn't even have to set a destination yet, so I gave it a little thumbs up on how cool that is. Here's another neat little interaction. There's some kind of construction vehicle in the road right there. FSD was going to go around it. It's blocking my lane, but it saw that there were two cars coming in the left lane that were just turning, barely even turning into that lane, and FSD saw what they were doing, and stopped right away and waited till they passed, so that way it could go into the left lane to go around that construction vehicle. This was pretty cool. FSD was driving and a little squirrel decides to run out in front of it. FSD saw it and slowed down and stopped, and you can see it on the screen. That's what I was pointing at. That in the visualization it showed like a little dark spot, and that was pretty sweet. So again, this is frustrating. Work zones and also school zones, there's set speed limits. That's 20 miles per hour. I believe it said between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. FSD clearly was not following that speed limit sign. So I think it was going 30, and I dropped it down to sloth mode, but sloth mode is going the normal speed limit if it, is not the school time for that zone. So FSD just continued to go 25, which, okay, there's no kids around, but really it should be going that 20 mile per hour school zone speed limit. Right here, FSD does give a wide distance in between itself and the vehicle that had its door open right there. It's done that in the past, but I feel like in this version it seemed to have given a bit more caution and went more to the left. This was pretty courteous and very impressive for FSD to do. It seems like it gave some space right there. It knew this guy that was pulled to the side was going to turn into the lane, so FSD stopped and waited for him to go in. That's pretty sweet. I had set the destination for Natural Grocers again, but I wanted to park in the parking lot across the street. And that's done by, going on the map of the interface right there on the screen, and you can do a pinpoint and have it go there. But I wanted it to park into the parking lot, so it pulls into a space just perfectly. So I had a destination set, which is why FSD is in the left lane, but I had changed my mind, so I got rid of that destination and set it for someplace else on the other side of town. So FSD is rerouting, but it can tell that this lady is going to cross the street, so it predicted her movements that she's going to cross the street. And to my knowledge, she didn't even look before she went out into the street. So FSD did save her for sure, from any kind of contact. So kudos to FSD there. So that wraps up my drive with FSD 14.1.3. It has surprised me all day today, and it's only going to continue to get better. Andy and I are looking forward to using it in different areas, and it'll just keep surprising us, I'm sure. It's very impressive, and for sure it's an upgrade from 13.2.9, and we will come out with more videos on FSD and its improvements. Thank you for watching. Until next time.